If a Hindu person commits murder in Mumbai, a Christian person commits murder in Delhi, and a Muslim person commits murder in Hyderabad, whether same law is applicable to them? Answer is yes. Indian Penal Code is applicable to all of them and they will be given similar punishments if case is similar or facts are similar. Second example, if a Muslim person gives divorce to his wife, a Hindu person gives divorce to his wife, and a Christian person and a Parsi person gives divorce to his wife, whether law is same? No. Different laws are applicable in this case. These people will be governed under different religious laws and amount of maintenance their wives will be getting will also be different. Hey everyone, welcome to Law Simple and Pure. I'm your host Dr. Vaishali and in today's lecture we are going to learn Uniform Civil Code. While writing your answer, in a first paragraph, please provide all the 10 points about your answer and one by one explain each and every point in your answer. Okay, so we'll begin with introduction, then what is civil law and what is criminal law. Third point, how many parts are there in civil law? Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Parsi and secular law. Then Indian Constitution and Uniform Civil Code. Whether Uniform Civil Code is provided under the Constitution or not. Next point, we are going to see advantages of Uniform Civil Code in India and disadvantages which might arise in case of Uniform Civil Code. Then we are going to see some case laws which are involved in this chapter. Then current situation of UCC means Uniform Civil Code in India, and then we are going to conclude our answer. Point number 1 in our discussion, introduction. In India, we have uniform criminal law. So criminal law is uniform throughout the India and same law is applicable to each and every citizen irrespective of his race, religion, sex, place of birth or other things. So same criminal law is applicable to each and every Indian citizen. What are the criminal laws? Indian Penal Code, CRPC, law relating to evidence, then POSCO is there, anti-sexual harassment laws are there, domestic violence laws are there, TADA, MOCA. These laws are criminal laws and they are applicable to each and every Indian citizen. But when we come to civil law, laws are not equal. For a Muslim, different laws are there. For a Hindu, different laws are there. For a Parsi person, different laws are there. For Christian, laws are different. So there are different types of family law in case of different religious communities. Second point, in every country, two major types of laws are there, civil law and criminal law. Civil law is a law between two private parties, okay? And criminal law is a law between a private party and a state. In case of civil law, there are so many subjects covered. Property is a part of civil law. Law relating to contract is a part of civil law. Law relating to company is a part of civil law. Trust, negotiable instrument acts, family law, all these types of law, they come under civil law because a matter is between two private parties. In short, family law is a part of civil law and it is not uniform, and that's why we do not have uniform civil law in India. What is there in family law? Family law is a personal type of law. So law relating to personal matters of a family. Marriage, divorce, amount of maintenance which will be given to wife after the divorce, inheritance or succession like how property will be distributed after the death of a person, adoption, okay, when a person is adopted, what are the rules and regulations. So all these types of matters are covered under family law. How many types of family laws are there? For Hindus, we have Hindu law. For Muslim people, we have Muslim law. For Christian people, we have Christian law. For Parsis, we have Parsi law. And there is one secular law, which is Special Marriage Act, which is applicable in case of inter-religion marriages. What is the origin of Uniform Civil Code in India? As we know, India is a very diverse country, which is religiously diverse also. So people from different religious communities always stayed in India. And that's why they had their religious laws which were applicable to them. First attempt was made by British government or colonial government in the form of Lex Loci report in the year 1835. This report provided for a similar type of law for in case of family matters. So for the first time, UCC was initiated by British government or colonial government. But this report couldn't go through or couldn't get materialized because religion always remained a very sensitive matter in India. After the independence, various efforts were made by the Constituent Assembly, and that's why Indian Constitution provided for Article 44 of the Constitution, which provides for uniform civil code. Dr. Ambedkar, while providing this article, mentioned that India is going through a difficult phase at this time, and that was the partition. So for the time being, we'll continue with religious laws, but once the situation gets better, uniform civil code should be provided, which is there in directive principles of state policy. Next point is Indian Constitution and Uniform Civil Code. Whether Constitution of India provides or accepts Uniform Civil Code? Answer is yes. Article 44 is there in the Indian Constitution, which is a part of directive principles of state policy, provides that state shall endeavor to make an effort to provide uniform civil code to all its citizens throughout the territories of India. Now the major point of discussion is this: whether Article 25, which guarantees freedom of religion, is against Article 44, which provides for uniform civil code. Answer is yes and no. As personal practices are concerned, okay, day to day, like performing puja or wearing saris, this type of personal matters, in that people are free. But when a matter goes to a court of law, for example divorce or succession, then laws should be secular. So on one hand, India says that it is a secular country, and on the other hand, different laws are applicable to people from different religious communities. So whether this is true secularism, if we want true secularism, law should be same to everyone, whether it is civil law, whether it is criminal law, whether it is a family law. If uniform civil code comes to India, what are the advantages? Number one, India will become a secular country. Same laws will be applicable to every person, irrespective of his race, religion, caste, sex. So this is a very important step. So India will actually become secular. On paper, India says that it is secular, but in case of family laws, India is not secular. So it will become a secular country. So that is one advantage of uniform civil code. Second advantage, as you know, after independence, modifying family law was a main task in front of the legislature. Hindu law has been modified for so many times. A small part of Muslim law is also modified. Christian law is modified. Parsi law is modified. So that modification work will be saved, and same law will be applicable to each and every Indian citizen. So there is no need to reform this personal law. Same law will be applicable to everyone, a reformed law, and legislature is not supposed to reform it again and again, take a small portion of family law from his Hindu law or Muslim law and modify it. That work will be saved. Third, women empowerment, because in case of religious laws, women are always at a disadvantageous position. Personal law is extremely biased in case of women. Women are treated differently when it comes to personal laws, and that's why women empowerment will happen. Next thing, India will progress towards modern India. So these are the benefits or advantages of uniform civil code. What are the disadvantages of uniform civil code? Major disadvantage is religious riots. In India, people treat religion as their identity. So religious laws are extremely important for them because they come directly from religious book, and people believe that religious books are made by God. So chaos will be created in a society, and riots might happen like they happened in case of Shah Banod's case. So that is one major disadvantage of uniform civil code. So many case laws are there in this chapter. We are going to discuss just the important ones. Number one is Shah Banod's case, which relates to maintenance. Amount of maintenance which must be given by husband to a wife under Muslim law. So Shah Banod's husband divorced Shah Bano. He stopped giving her the money or any maintenance money. So Shah Bano went to a court of law, and court of law provided that under section 125 of CRPC, she is entitled to get maintenance. But religious pressure became so much after this case, and religious communities came on street and they opposed this decision, and that's why government made a law by which they took back the decision, and now it provided that Muslim women cannot get maintenance under section 125 of CRPC, but they will get regulated by their personal laws. Shahbanoz's case is a very bad example considering secularism. Second case is Sarla Mudgal's case. Sarla Mudgal's husband, in order to marry a second woman, converted into Islam and he tried to do a second marriage. In this case, court provided that the grounds which are provided in Hindu law for divorce is not this type of conversion, and that's why he is doing bigamy. And in Sarla Mudgal's case, it is provided by the court that it is clearly a bigamy under section 494 of CRPC. There are so many cases. John Balotham's case is there, and recent example is triple talaq case. Triple talaq is banned by Supreme Court in any form, by WhatsApp messages or by phone or by directly uttering the words. So triple talaq, which is unjust provision of law, is banned in a recent Supreme Court case. So these are the major case laws. Current situation of Uniform Civil Code in India. Current government BJP is trying or is making an attempt to bring Uniform Civil Code. Whether it will come in operation or not is still not sure, because religious pressure is more in India, though these religious laws are modified in different countries. Like Pakistan has modified their Muslim law, but in India pressure is so high that government is afraid of touching these personal laws. So whether we will have Uniform Civil Code in India or not, it's really not certain. I'm not sure about this, whether it will come to India or not. But if it comes, India will become a truly secular country. And then we will conclude that this is a status of Uniform Civil Code in India. Two types of laws are there. For different religious people, different laws are there. These are the case laws. In some cases, Supreme Court went one step ahead. In some cases, it came one step back. In Shahbanoz's case is a bad example. New triple talaq case is a good example. Sarla Mudgal's case is a good example. So you can analyze these case laws and you can write a really nice answer. So that's it for the day. Stay tuned till my next lecture. Goodbye and good luck.